Welcome back, guys. Matt, Brock, we are finally back with another episode of the Jock Talk Show.
Long-awaited.
Jock Talk Show. Long-awaited, yes. It's taken us about a month and a half or so to recover from our Green Bay Packers' unfortunate NFC Championship game loss. But that's neither here nor there. We are over it. We're moving on. We have bigger, brighter things to look forward to. Brock, how are we doing?
Oh, great as always. I mean, football season's over, but we still got a lot to go over. A lot has happened since the Super Bowl. Just a lot of free agents, a lot of big names going elsewhere, releases. It's just starting. So kicking it off, the biggest name probably. The biggest name, J.J. Watt. How did you feel when JJ just decided not to come home to Green Bay or even Pittsburgh, where he's playing with his brother? He could have been playing with both of his brothers.
Yeah, so two phases of that. Initially, pissed off, disappointed, somewhere fine line, this combination of those. When I heard, Cardinals, when the salary came out, I was like, okay, he's a good player. First ballot Hall of Famer. He's from Wisconsin. He went to Wisconsin. He's a great player, but he's often injured. He's on the wrong side of 30. He got $23 million guaranteed. Would I have loved to have him on the Packers? Yes. Would I have given him $23 million guaranteed? No.
No, for the right price, I was the same way. I was like, if we give him around $10 million a year, no more. I wouldn't say no more than $10 million a year. I think if we would have locked him up for that, then I would have been excited. Or if I saw that was what he got from the Cardinals, I would have been really upset. But since he got 23 guaranteed over 2 years and $31 million in total, I was like, yeah, that's a little rich for my blood. We can spend it elsewhere.
A guy like J.J. Watt doesn't take these sort of contracts, but what I think maybe the Packers could have done, or maybe they did, is offer him a heavily incentive-laden contract. $5 million base, an extra $5 million for Defensive Player of the Year, $2 million for 10+ sacks, $2 million for Pro Bowl, and let it work itself up to that contract. But like I said, J.J. Watt is too good of a player to be accepting that heavy of a incentive-laden contract. But the Packers are going to have to get creative this offseason with the salary cap that they don't have right now, and who knows who else is going to be released. Yep. You mentioned, J.J. Watt was just one of the biggest names to fall. We've also seen Carson Wentz get traded, after, Doug Peterson gets fired. The Eagles GM says, oh, no, we're anticipating a good competition. Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz. Everybody knew that was BS. Everybody knew something was coming. The question was, what's the price tag going to be? And especially after the prior QB trade that happened this offseason, which we'll get to next. I don't know if you're surprised at how little, or it seems how it seems is how little they got in return. But what do you think about the return the Eagles got for Carson Wentz with it's a next year's second that could become a first, and I believe a third this year?
For Carson Wentz, they're basing it off mostly this last season. He has been a pretty good quarterback. In previous years, he has been getting hurt, though, as well. So to get a potential first and a third round of this year isn't terrible. You could have gotten more, like you said. I think they might have been able to get maybe a little help at the wide receiver. I don't know exactly who the Colts may have. Say at their 5 slot, maybe get some. They need help at wide receiver, but having that top 6 pick this year, I think they go a wide receiver there. A lot of people are saying they're going to pick a quarterback, but that's just Just seems weird.
We'll see.
But the Eagles, I think they trust Jalen Hurts. I don't think you can like draft another quarterback. That'll just hurt his confidence. But
you mean like they hurt Carson Wentz's confidence,
yeah,
or
but I mean, sure, but I mean, I don't think you should do that. I mean, you got to, if you tell him like they benched who was even the quarterback for him, Nick Foles again, or who was the
Zach Sudfeld?
Well, who started for them this year?
Carson Wentz.
Okay, he's played so badly that I forgot that he fucking played. So you have Carson Wentz, and then you bench him and say, okay, Jalen Hurts, this is your team. And they see the falling out between Wentz and Peterson, and then they fire their coach, and then they said, oh, Peterson and Wentz had a great relationship, and then later it says Wentz and Peterson didn't talk for 10 weeks. It was like, so what was it? What's going on? So maybe it's more the front office doesn't know what the hell's going on over there, and they're just winging it. And I mean, get more where you can. I think the Colts probably won the trade because Wentz obviously wasn't wanted in Philly, and now he's the guy in Indy, or we assume that he's going to be the guy in Indy. I think he has a very good offensive line in the Colts. A younger, not younger, but I mean, you have Michael Pittman, T.Y. Hilton.
I like me some Michael Pittman.
And a good running back. So, and you have a defense behind you. So he's going to a better team. So ultimately, I think Wentz personally won that trade. I think he was happy to get out of Philly, but I think the Colts won the trade with the amount that they did not have to give up.
Yeah, so I foreshadowed, because I'm good at stuff like that, earlier. The first big cog to kind of start moving this offseason happens to be one of our fellow NFC North brethren. They traded Matthew Stafford for Jared Goff and some draft picks. Yep. That's
quite
pretty
a bit
big deal.
Draft
so
picks too.
Yes.
I don't remember the number. I'm sure you have it pulled up.
Yes, it was Jared Goff and 2 firsts for Matthew Stafford and a mid-late round pick. What do you think of that trade? As a Packers fan, let's look at it from that perspective. We get to face Jared Goff twice a year now.
To be honest, I think we'll be facing Jared Goff once a year. He's no Matthew Stafford. Stafford is an absolute Iron Man, will play through anything. I think
Jared Goff did play with a broken or dislocated thumb last season. Like, that's nothing compared to what Stafford's been a part of, but that's impressive.
No, yeah, but I also think that line is probably worse. That defense is absolutely worse. So you're going to playing from behind. You don't really have any wide receivers because Galladay probably gone. Marvin Jones probably gone. So it's
Quintez Cephas, number 1, baby.
Hey, love us some Wisconsin wide receivers or any Wisconsin player in general, but that Lions team isn't good, and Goff thinks that like he's going to be the guy to turn them around. They better do some crazy stuff in this draft. Otherwise, I don't really know what they're going to have behind Goff and Stafford.
They may have 2 wins this season.
Maybe. But Goff can't win you a game. Goff had great weapons and great coaching with the Rams, and now he has new coach, no weapons, not really a defense like that. Goff, you're gonna be in some trouble. Props to Stafford though. Like, I mean, he might finally get to the playoffs and make a little run in the playoffs. He's got a good team. He's finally there. He's in warm weather. Let's see what he can actually do now. I hope he stays healthy. Like, I think we both agreed that we do like Stafford, that he is a very good quarterback. It's the Lions. It's the Lions, and they just kill careers, and it doesn't look like it's going to be ending anytime soon.
All that this means in a positive sense is that you should draft DeAndre Swift in every single fantasy football league you're in. He's going to be,
if he can stay healthy,
a workhorse this year. All right, Brock. What is the bigger news and what is more likely to happen?
Okay.
Russell Wilson getting traded, or I don't know if you've heard, but it's been going on for a little bit at least. Desean Watson has requested a trade apparently.
I definitely think it's more Desean Watson. I think Seattle would be stupid to trade Russell unless they get ridiculous assets in return. But I don't think they'll trade him. Russ still wants to be there. He just wants to. He said he'll play there. He just show that you want him to stay there. That's the real thing. I think his issue is I think Desean just feels betrayed and just wants out ASAP. Do I know where he goes? I think there is like 8 teams maybe that are in the running, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know where he'll go. I think even just looking at who needs quarterbacks, well, they got a good draft pick. Well, they might want to go after him, or do they want to go after somebody like Desean that has stability? Like what you're getting from him. So I think there's more. I wouldn't even say more market. Everybody wants Russell Wilson. Who wouldn't? But I just think the price range is more achievable for Desean than it is Russ.
Think so?
I think so. I think the Texans are just not not very good organization. I mean, look what they got for D-Hop.
Mm-hmm.
Do they value their players? Probably. Maybe not as much as or the Seahawks value Russ. I think it's more likely Desean will be traded by a long shot.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If you are, let's say, the Jets, who would you rather trade for, including what you think the cost of getting either quarterback would be? Would you rather have Russ? He's probably the more experienced. He's got a better winning environment surrounding him. Probably more poised of a quarterback, makes less mistakes. Or do you want Desean? More talented, younger. Who do you want if you're, let's say, the Jets, just throwing out a random team?
And just kind of just throwing out all, like, whatever they get. So say if the Jets get Russ, get rid of Darnold and your first overall pick plus
including the cost of what it's going to take to get them.
Yeah. They would probably. Oh, that's tough.
I think in either circumstance, you have to get rid of Darnold and you have to get rid of your first round pick this year.
Exactly. That's why
at least next year's first.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like, I don't know because like, why would Russ actually want to play in New York? Why would they actually want to play in New York unless they somehow magically keep that second overall pick? Like,
who's it going to be? Answer the question, Brock.
I don't know.
If you're a team in the NFL who needs a quarterback, would you rather have Russ or would you rather have Desean?
I mean, it all depends on my team, but I think because there's some teams Russ fits better, some teams Desean fits better.
The Bears. You know the Bears better than the Jets.
God, that team sucks too. They have no weapons either.
Yeah, they do. They are the Bears. So,
and
for me, it's easy for me. If I'm the Bears,
I think they would probably rather go Desean.
No, not they. Not they. You.
I would rather see Desean than Russ twice a year as well.
No. Not from a Packers fan standpoint. If you were the head coach or the GM of the Chicago Bears, who are you taking?
Probably Desean. Probably. It's tough though, because I can make
Just
an argument.
The fact that he's younger.
Yeah, I could make an argument that I really want Russ too, but I think
God, it took you forever to answer that question.
yeah, it's hard. It's a hard question. Like what the fuck? It's Deshaun or Russ. I like both quarterbacks. Okay, he's younger. He's also taken just as many hits as Russ has in what 3 less years or whatever it is, 2 less years, and
I like
it's
I like Deshaun better. You give well, I mean, Deshaun's had the best receiver out of the two of them, but Russ has had better weapons between
and
Tyler Lockett, now
defense.
DK Metcalf, and defense. I think I would take Deshaun. It's not even relatively close for me, to be honest. So,
Really.
All right, so QB carousel time.
Okay.
If you had to say, do you think Deshaun Watson gets traded? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. The biggest rumors that I've seen from him, I think, are probably the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're willing to give up their entire draft, Christian McCaffrey, which was just a hypothetical bold prediction type thing. So let's say, for argument's sake, Deshaun Watson, he's going to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
That means the Panthers now have to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater. Where does Teddy Bridgewater go? If this happens tomorrow, let's say, okay, Drew Brees is playing one more season.
Okay.
That might be the kicker for you. Where's Teddy Bridgewater going?
I would probably say Denver.
Okay. So that leaves Drew Lock in Denver. Is Drew Lock staying as a backup? Is he getting cut? Is he getting traded?
I think they keep him as a backup because Elway, did he step down from his duties? I know someone did.
He took a different role within the front office or within the organization.
But I think they would probably keep Drew Lock because he's young. I don't think there's really trade value for him, and I don't really know that anyone wants him as their starting quarterback.
I agree with your last 2 points, but I think at that point, Drew Lock, with absolutely no ammunition or firepower or leverage, requests a trade.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't imagine that if they trade him, he's a starter.
No.
But okay, so we have Deshaun to Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater to the Broncos, 2 other hot seat quarterbacks. Rumors all abound are Sam Darnold and Jimmy Garoppolo. What are your thoughts?
I could see. I know I've been seeing a lot too. Is Jimmy G going back to New England? Been seeing a lot of that. I could see that.
You ready for your world to be blown?
What?
Sam Darnold to San Francisco.
Okay. Then
Jimmy G to New England. Cam Newton to the Jets. The Jets draft Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and they sit for 4 games because the Jets realize that Cam Newton is not the Cam Newton of old, and they turn it over to the Rook.
I like that. I could see that.
That's a mic drop.
I also have seen where Cam goes and reunites with Ron Rivera in Washington, which I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I think Ron Rivera and his system works for Cam. I don't think Bill Belichick did, because I don't even think. No, I think it was more Bill didn't know what to do with him because he could move.
Bill is getting the blame of things, but you got to remember, Bill Belichick does not call the plays on offense. Yeah. It's that little shit face Josh McDaniels.
True. Maybe it's Josh McDaniels who doesn't know how to have a dual threat quarterback.
So I could see Cam in Washington. What that means for me, I mentioned it earlier from a fantasy aspect. What that means for me is I'm not having any shares of Terry McLaurin this year because
No.
Cam can't throw the deep ball.
Yeah. Do you think Alex Smith gets a job? And if so,
No.
where? You don't think? I think he's going to probably re-sign with San Francisco and call it quits. I could see that. I
think he has bitter feelings still.
You think so?
That did not end well in San Francisco.
Or maybe it's
or
maybe more so Kansas City.
I could see if, let's say, Chad Henne calls it quits because he's not that old. I could see Alex Smith doing that. I could see him. I can't imagine him getting a starter's job anymore. Maybe it's him who goes up to the Jets.
Yeah.
Or
I could see maybe the Vikings want a veteran backup. Maybe the Bears, because I also saw Kirk in trade talks. I don't know if anything's really for real, but I have seen Kirky might get out of Minnesota, and that'd be a sad day for Green Bay fans. That's for sure. But it's a lot that can happen in a few weeks, a few months. We just have to find out. I think a lot will happen in the next few weeks. When is the draft this year? It's usually April.
Yeah.
Enter Google. Okay, Google. So I think a lot happens right before the draft. I think more people resign, more people go elsewhere, trades, because of limited like scouting time. There's not the combine this year, so they only have pro days. So maybe that, and then all the online stuff they have to do, maybe it forces people, I really want this player on my team to actually see what he can do. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crazy about that. I don't
know. Two more things for you, actually. Who's the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys in Week 1? Dak Prescott or the field?
I'm gonna go the field.
Is that from a pure? You don't think Dak is back, or you don't think he's back because of his injury?
I don't think he's back for his injury. I still think I think the Cowboys should keep him. I mean, why not? He fits the system. He has played well when he's healthy. I mean, money. They can suck a butt. I don't know. Like suck it up. Like he is a good quarterback. Like they shouldn't penalize him for being. I mean, obviously he's probably not going to get the same money he was going to if he had a full healthy season. But I think you should still pay him. I thought maybe they probably know more about the medical history with him than any other team. So I would.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, you would exactly. You would hope so. So if they see something red flag, maybe not. But if they see everything's going perfectly, why not sign him for maybe if he wants more money, good luck finding it elsewhere in a very limited quarterback market this year with all the rookies coming in and then second-year guys and guys coming off injuries, guys in new places.
Speaking of rookies, if you are the Jacksonville Jaguars, do you trade the number 1 pick and nothing else, just the number 1 pick overall, which is it's going to be Trevor Lawrence? Do you trade that to either? Do you trade that to either the Texans or the Seahawks for Deshaun or Russell Wilson?
If I'm the Jaguars,
yes.
No. I really think Trevor Lawrence is should be your future guy. He's special.
If you're the Texans or the Seahawks, do you take that trade? Number 1 overall?
Absolutely. If they came to you and said, I'll give you the first overall pick for Deshaun or Russ, I take that.
I don't think I'd do it if I'm either team, to be honest.
I would.
If I'm Jacksonville, you have way too much fanfare involved in it. If you're the Texans,
I don't think
a proven quantity is worth more than an unproven quantity, no matter how good the prospect is. But speaking of prospects, you'll have to listen to our top 5 over on the old Facebook to find out who.
I'll actually put this one up.
Yes, you got to listen over on Facebook to find out which prospects in this upcoming 2021 NFL draft me and Brock like more than the consensus, who we like as a Packers player, who we just like overall. So, with that being said, you guys can take a follow on Twitter at Jock Talk Show, on Facebook, facebook.com/Jock Talk Show. Like, subscribe on the old YouTube machine. Just interact, ask questions. We'd like to hear you guys' question, your thoughts. We like to trash talk as well. If you're wrong, we'll tell you you're wrong and have fun doing it. So
absolutely, because we're not
me and Brock
very much.
We don't know what it means
people
to be
are
wrong. So as Aaron Jones did to the Cowboys when he was scoring 74 touchdowns. That's creepy. Bye-bye. That's right. Anything else to add, Brock?
You know how we always end it. It's been a little rusty.
It's been a little rusty. I started the fist pump early. All right, we're going to end it with a go pack, go.
Oh, we're rusty.
That felt rough. That felt right.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.